All right, it's Mark, Custom Design and Build. I'm out here with Laura and Noah, hanging out on their beautiful screen room. Probably been about a year since we completed this, possibly, something like that. Yeah, and I just wanted to sit down with them, get an idea of what they're doing with the space, and ask them a few questions. My first question for you guys is, what was the problem with the space before we came out and started working?
It was significantly smaller, but it was old. It needed to be updated. And we were looking for a little bit more space, and we really wanted a screened-in area too.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I remember you had an old wood deck, I think, right?
Actually ended up at urgent care with one of the children that was running barefoot on the deck and had a splinter.
Large splinter.
I don't even know what you would call it. This has been a pencil.
A sheet of wood,
Yes.
part of a tree hanging out of his foot.
After that, we couldn't even go on that deck barefoot. So,
Oh man.
So yeah, it was time.
So it turned dangerous.
It did. It turned dangerous.
Your deck became your enemy. So why did you choose to work with us?
Well, we interviewed a couple of contractors, and you were the only one that took the time to listen to what we really wanted.
And told us you couldn't do it.
And told us you couldn't do it, but you could do this
Right.
instead because of the way the back of the house was and getting the roof to line up with the windows and things like that. The other thing about it, I mean, you took the time to explain why that wouldn't work.
Right.
And then you proposed different solutions. And then same thing throughout the entire project. When we would come up to something,
Yes.
we would always circle back and come up with some other unique solution to get through the issue we were having.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't a cut and dry.
And we also told you that when we were first talking, when you were out here for the consult, that we didn't want just standard plastic deck.
Yes.
And then, which is how we ended up with the rough sawn cedar beams, which you had suggested. But then we also did a hybrid where the exterior of it is covered in materials that are much easier to maintain
Right.
for ease of use and longevity. But it turned out perfect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we originally just wanted to replace what was here,
Yeah.
screen it in, and yeah, you said, well, by the time, the roof is pitched with the way your windows are, you won't like it. And so I admired that you actually took the time and you made the measurements and you weren't going to build us something that we weren't going to be happy with.
Yeah, it was a head scratcher of a situation.
Yeah, you were upfront about it too.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
Because the couple other people had said, yeah, we can just do this. And you were like, no, it's not going to be what you're looking for.
Right.
And we appreciated that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like the guy that said we couldn't do it.
This guy said we couldn't do it. Let's challenge him.
Once the designs came back too from the designer, and you get conditionings of it all, and you can really see what your vision was. It was substantially better than what anything else was proposed.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a few bedroom windows, I think, like right over the door.
Right, that we couldn't make smaller or anything like that because
Egress, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't want to walk out to an open deck. You wanted to walk out to something that was covered.
Yep.
And then we had a basement door and another window where we couldn't go wider.
Right.
So we really had these restrictions of, I want all this in this little tiny box.
Yeah.
How can we do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we started out at like 25 feet and then bumped it out to 30.
initially started at 20.
20, yeah, it just kept growing out wider and wider away from the house. Oh, we did come up with one change that we would have changed.
Yeah, cantilever the fireplace.
Pushing the fireplace out. And yeah, you don't know until you know. I've taken that, and I think every project that we've done with a fireplace, we've started pushing out. So, sorry to be the guinea pigs.
Well, even upstate, it's not. It's great.
Well, and it's a nice focal point of the deck.
Right.
Having it. I mean, you wouldn't have had quite the same mantle.
No. All that definitely would have changed. And then, yeah, the mantle could have even been taller or something goofy because there's all the kind of combustible zones and all that good stuff that go with it.
Along with the whole, like you said, why we chose you, but during the whole process, I mean, you adapted and suggested things as we saw the whole project evolving to make it that much nicer.
Right.
And like
my favorite is the day I came back and I was like, what are they doing up there? He was like, oh, Mark didn't like the way that was going to look, and
they weren't big enough.
I was like, love it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So if you actually take the rendering and hold it up next to the finished product, it's a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
It was a great starting point.
Yeah. It was to get us going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was to get us to going. Yeah, and the design we had to come up with the fireplace. We kind of went into it without one.
Yep.
But we knew there was going to be one there.
We knew there was going to be a fireplace, but we had no idea what it was going to look like when it was finished. And yeah, we were lucky enough to hook up with the wood guy at the fireplace store. Yeah, and he was able to help us out and come up with.
Well, it was the same thing with the patio too. Like we knew we were going to put something down there, but then once we excavated out of there,
that grew too.
And then you got the, you found the retaining wall, the patio. I mean, it was like, we were like, if we dig out a little bit more, you have a lot of useful space. And we do use the area under the deck because it's effectively covered by the roof.
Right.
And
I mean, yeah, we really, for what we did, we gained so much living space above and below too. I mean, it was just, it's been a huge impact.
Yeah, because you guys were looking at an addition at one point. And then you realized we don't need more bedrooms.
Right.
We just need more space.
We need more space.
And this gets it. I mean, we eat out here most time in the summer, spring, summer, and fall. It's a huge increase in livable space for this house.
Yeah, and easy to maintain.
Easy to maintain.
Oh,
And it's a perfect hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a perfect hybrid of easy to maintain materials with
Some natural wood elements to it. Right, right. Yeah, and if you spill something out here, it's not
It's not the end of the world.
the end of the world at all. Done.
And there's no splinters.
And there's no splinters. No splinters. That's perfect.
Now barefoot again.
Yeah, and then we fooled around with trying to find a cooler decking for that too.
Correct.
You know, we did our own little, well, you guys did with the heat guns and putting the samples out and seeing what got warm and what didn't get too warm.
Correct.
Yeah, and
we're very happy.
And it looks beautiful. Yeah, we had multiple reps out here on this project.
Yes.
Yeah, to take a look at everything, see how it was coming along. That is fantastic. What else do I got for you? Okay, so how was your experience working with us?
Fantastic. I mean, like I said, we knew what we were starting with, the general idea, and just the suggestions of like we were talking about how we wanted wood inside, and then you were like, well, let's get cool wood.
Yeah.
And do these big cedar beams, and then we can do these starburst forms and make it like a timber frame look to it. And it was the continual reassessment during the project of adding some nice touches to really make the finished project shine.
Yeah, that was
what we really enjoyed.
That was definitely the fun part.
Oh yeah. I mean, we always loved your ideas, and it was always fun to try to,
Well, and the fact that you were continually reassessing throughout the process too, to make, once you got a feel for what we were looking for and what we liked and what,
right, as the relationship sort of built and went along.
And
Right.
I feel you really tailored it to our wants.
Right. Yeah. Rather than just doing this, how can we go above and beyond? How can we put the wow factor into it?
Yeah.
And I feel like if we would have gone with one of the other builders that we had initially interviewed, we would not have gotten that.
It would have came off the shelf of a big box store and then just been.
We would have been okay with it, but not this.
Oh,
I mean, you just sit out here and it is amazing.
Yes.
You just sit up here and look, and it was all the materials too. We did, the wood ceiling. It was everything sort of evolved and really made it into extension of our home.
Oh yeah, and it fits. Everything just sort of fits, and it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly a big extension, but it all just sort of goes still. And I feel like it went beyond just working with you. I mean, your guys were.
Yeah.
I mean, we really.
Without the guys.
I mean, we really enjoyed having you all here. I'm not gonna lie.
Missed us.
We were happy when the deck was done, but we did. We missed having you all. It extended beyond that. I mean, there were days when you weren't here, and one of the guys would say, "Hey, this is what it says, but this is." It was something with the stairway.
The railing. Right.
And right. This isn't going to work, or you're not going to like this, or this is going to be more centered. I mean, just everything. It even went beyond you, your crew, your guys.
Yeah.
nothing was ever left messy. There was never, you know, everything was always cleaned up. I didn't have to worry about things like that. I mean, they made faces at the kids through the windows.
Right.
The kids knocked at them. I mean, it just, the whole experience, again, from working with you to the crew.
Yeah, because we had multiple crews out here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, multiple crews.
Everybody, again.
And we changed all the electric.
Yep.
That was all changed completely different than what we had.
You know, we decided to add more heaters and,
And lighting.
versus the cans. Yeah, I mean, it was all. Yeah.
Speakers.
Yep.
Ceiling outlet.
Yep. And you can work it all from your phone now.
That's awesome.
All the lights, the fans, everything but the heaters you can turn on and off with your phone.
Yeah, I remember when you brought that to my attention, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The electrician did.
I get what the electrician did. Things usually work off switches, don't they?
But that saved us from mounting all of those.
Right, ugly boxes. Yeah, the conduit, the weatherproof boxes, and all that good stuff.
I just, it really, every little detail, and I guess it's it too. I'm detail oriented, and
Sure.
you give me a run for my money. So you've got an eye for the detail too, and how things are going to look, and
Yeah.
we really valued it and respected your opinion, and it was just working with you guys. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's much better to take your time and kind of put the pieces together like a puzzle rather than throw them together and go, okay, you got a composite deck, it's maintenance free.
Yeah.
Sorry the way it looks. But you won't have to stain it, so don't look at it too much.
No, it's the perfect hybrid because the outside is easy to maintain. You can hit it with a hose and rinse it all off, but the inside, which is all protected pretty much,
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So I think we actually touched on this question a bit, but you know, how do you plan on using the space now that it's all completed?
We live in it.
Live in it.
I mean, we really just, the kids are out here reading for hours a day.
Yeah, they'll sit in those chairs.
We've been entertaining. We had New Year's. We were out here New Year's Eve.
Awesome.
The fireplace on and the heaters, and it's
That's awesome.
gorgeous.
We were out here Thanksgiving. You know.
All the off months that you wouldn't typically
Yeah.
be in a place like this, now you guys can use it. Extended the time that you can enjoy being out here.
most times. And
Yeah.
it's the biggest eating area we
Cup
have.
of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, the morning coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and the fireplace has become like the go-to for pictures. I mean,
Oh, right.
School pictures.
School pictures, graduations, prom.
this is going to be where it really, like, this is it. Like, this deck is the spot for all of that. It's you know.
It's the memory making machine out here.
It really is.
Yeah.
From start to finish. The kids have. I mean, we cleaned it up for you all, but they there's Legos. They have deck Legos.
Oh, these are just for
They have
outside.
deck Legos.
Yeah.
They're like the ones that are, not the
Little
teeny
bit
tiny
bigger
where they
ones.
fall down the
Yeah,
back, but they're
right,
the
right.
size up.
Yeah.
And there's a bag of deck Legos, and they come out here and they play with their Legos.
That's awesome.
I mean, it really.
That's awesome.
There's nothing that we don't do out here. So.
Man, that's
Yeah,
great
it's
to hear.
Essentially an outdoor living room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we use it like that.
The old outdoor living space.
Well, and grilling deck. We have the.
Yeah, it looks like you guys got a new grill, maybe,
Yeah.
from the last time I was here.
And outdoor bar.
Outdoor bar finally showed up.
And the string lights, I know that was on the list. Can you build something, maybe?
That's right. She would find a picture
Right.
online and be like, send this to Mark. He needs to do this. And Mark would be like, all right, we can do that.
Well,
Well,
Somehow we'll
I
figure it
loved
out.
I don't know that you, well, other than the initial no, there's never been just a no. It's like, all right, let's
Yeah.
figure something out.
Yeah.
Or, and it was even better when you started coming with ideas. I was like,
Yeah, there's got to be a solution. We just need to figure it out. Yeah, it's like one of those things. You just have to have the confidence, like I've pretty much seen it all at this point. So let's just,
Well, some of the things
let's
we
keep
picked
pushing
up,
the envelope.
I would say, well, why are we going to do that? And you're like, it'll look cool.
Because it'll look cool.
And it did.
Why do we do that? Awesome. Well, I truly appreciate you taking the time to sit and share your story with hopefully more potential customers.
Wouldn't
keep us
hesitate to do
going.
it again with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.